I'd like to welcome everyone to the public hearing on proposed variance from the Old Forge Sewer District Connection Moratorium, allowing the Old Forge Ambulance Corps to connect to the system. Will the clerk please read the notice of the public hearing?
Notice of a public hearing on proposed variance from the Old Forge Sewer District Connection Moratorium, allowing the Old Forge Ambulance Corps to connect to the system. Notice is hereby given that the town board will hold a public hearing on August 12th, 2025, beginning at 7 p.m. at the Town of Webb Visitors Information Center at 3140 State Route 28, Old Forge, New York, concerning a request for a variance from the moratorium prohibiting new connections to the Old Forge sewer system for the Old Forge Ambulance Corps new headquarters building. Copies of the application for connection are on file in the Town Clerk's office at 3140 State Route 28 and may be viewed during regular business hours. Please take further notice that all interested parties will be heard at this time. Dated 7/8/2025, Nancy T. Russell, Town Clerk.
Thank you. This is a public hearing to hear any concerns. Legally, we cannot have a question and answer session at this time. Thank you. All comments shall be directed to the board and be relevant to the topic and will become part of the record. When called upon, please state your name for the record and please keep your comments to 2 minutes. Do we have any speakers this evening? Easy peasy. All right, having all heard all comments from those wishing to speak on the topic, would someone like to make a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion.
Kyle, second.
I'll second it.
Mike? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Town of Webb regular meeting. Please sign at the attendance sheet and please turn off your cell phones. And at this time, we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The next regular meeting will be on September 9th at 7 p.m. September audited claims meeting will be changed to the third Monday, September 15th at 5:30 due to the Labor Day holiday. Executive session will occur this evening. Correspondence. The town received a correspondence from the Old Forge Fire School requesting partial closure of Lamberton Street during the Old Forge Fire School, September 11th through the 14th. Do I have a nod from the board to shut part of the street down?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yep.
Thank you. The supervisor received a thank you from Adirondack chapter of the Antique and Classic Boat Show, thanking the board for helping with their 33rd annual show of success. That was a really great weekend. We have a proposed variance from the Old Forge Sewer District Connection Moratorium, allowing the Old Forge Ambulance Corps to connect to the system. The board held a public hearing this evening, whereas to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the residents of and visitors of the town of Webb, the town board has imposed a moratorium on new connections to the Old Forge Sewer District treatment works. And whereas the Old Forge Ambulance Corps has requested in writing that it be granted a variance from the moratorium, asserting that allowing such connection will have no deterioration effect on the health, safety, and welfare of the town or the operation of the publicly owned treatment works, and that allowing the connection would impose not allowing the connection would impose extraordinary hardship on the Corps. And whereas the town board has scheduled the public hearing on the request and heard those interested in the matter. And whereas the town board finds that not allowing the Old Forge Ambulance Corps to connect its new headquarters building to the Old Forge Sewer District publicly owned treatment works would impose extraordinary hardship upon the ambulance corps, and that allowing a variance from strict application will not have any effect upon the health, safety, and welfare of the town, or significantly conflict with the general purposes and intent of this moratorium. Rather, it will enhance the same by enhancing the mission readiness of the ambulance corps and allowing it to serve the emergency needs of our community. Now therefore be it resolved that the board authorizes and directs connection of the Old Forge Ambulance Corps new headquarters building to the Old Forge Sewer District publicly owned treatment works as a variance from the current moratorium on new connections will not have an effect on health, safety, and welfare in the town or in the operation of publicly owned treatment works. And is in keeping with the general purposes and the intent of the moratorium. Such a connection is authorized as a one-time variance from the current moratorium on connections on such terms and conditions as authorized and approved by the superintendent of the public works. That upon the adoption of this resolution, the town supervisor and town council are authorized to prepare, execute, and deliver such documents and instruments required to implement this resolution without further resolution of this board. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Ben, and a second.
I'll second.
Kyle, and board discussion?
No, we had talked about this before when we did this moratorium, that when they wanted to connect, we were gonna address this.
Now it's time.
Now it's not.
Any other discussion? Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lindsay.
Aye.
Councilman Hannah.
Aye.
Councilman Greco.
Aye.
Councilman Ross.
Aye.
Supervisor Baker.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Bid opening for ski shop and ski school at McCauley Mountain. The board advertised to accept bids for the ski shop and ski school at McCauley Mountain. All bids were due in the hands of the town clerk on or before 7 p.m., August 12th, 2025. Will you please read the notice to the bidders?
Please take notice that pursuant to a resolution of the town board of the town of Webb, Herkimer County, and pursuant to law, sealed bids marked bid on the envelope will be received, publicly opened, and read aloud at a meeting of said town board to be held on the 12th day of August, 2025 at 7 p.m. at the Town of Webb Municipal Office Building, 3140 State Route 28, Old Forge, New York, and a contract awarded to the highest responsible bidder for the following. The town will receive one bid for both the operations of ski shop and ski school at McCauley Mountain, with the understanding that the concessionaire of the ski shop will also operate the ski school. Complete specifications are on file with the town clerk. All bids need to include a non-collusion certificate. Bidders must meet all specifications. Said board reserves the right to reject any and all bids for any reason whatsoever and to withhold the awarding of the contract. All bids to be in the hands of the town clerk of the town of Webb, Old Forge, New York, on or before 7 p.m. the 12th day of August, 2025. Dated July 8th, 2025, Nancy T. Russell.
Thank you. Do we have any bids?
We do, we have one.
One's better than none.
That's right.
It is from Devlin Hennessy, owner of Mountain Man Outdoor Supply. We've got a non-collusion certificate. And the specs do ask for half of the rent up front. We do have that. We are fully prepared to meet the terms of the proposed concession agreement, including the base seasonal rent of $2,000 and 10% of gross receipts in excess of $10,000 per ski season. In return, we will bring a new level of professionalism, service, and a passion to the mountain's retail and instructional offerings. So it is $2,000 rent,
For the whole season.
correct? And then 10% of the gross receipts in excess of $10,000 per ski season, and they do pay that monthly.
And that goes from what, December 1st, or it's no earlier than that, isn't it?
It was from, well, whenever the mountain opens in November, hopefully it opens in November.
Bob, you probably.
10% gross.
So the lease starts on November 14th is when the actual lease starts. And then you look, there's
Perfect.
And then it goes till
April 15th,
April 15th.
I believe is they have to be out by April 15th. You know, cleaned up and ready for the next season. Yeah, April 15th.
Do I have a motion to accept the bid from Mountain Man Outdoor Supply with a bid of $2,000 for rent with an additional 10% of gross receipts in excess of $10,000 per season?
I'll make a motion.
Mike, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Kyle, and do we have board discussion on that?
Sounds good.
Well, we know for all these years Ted did a wonderful job up there. He was very honest with his paying and everything. And I hope these folks can keep it going.
Yeah. Thank you. We have a roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lindsay.
Aye.
Councilman Hannah.
Aye.
Councilman Greco.
Aye.
Councilman Ross.
Aye.
Supervisor Baker.
Hi.
5 ayes.
All right, this evening we have two guest speakers. One of them was Jay Williams. He's in charge of our short-term rentals and our zoning. We've heard a lot of short-term rental numbers that are incorrect, so we'd like to correct the incorrect information. So he's here to clarify a few things. Thank you, Jay.
So Mike contacted me a couple months ago and we finally sat down and went over a few questions they had. There's a lot of numbers floating around out there. I've heard excess of 700 rentals. A lot of those rentals are on multiple sites, so they get counted a couple of times in that number. The real permitted number that we have right now, as of a week ago, which has changed a little bit, is 338. We have 474 active rentals in different states, whether it be they're waiting for their inspection was done and they have to make repairs on the house. And some of those are just ones that we've been chasing, we know about, and they haven't contacted the office, so it becomes a game of going back and forth, trying to contact the owners. This is year 3 of the short-term rental law, which means now we're going through renewal inspections. So we're going back and checking all these properties over again and making sure that all corrections that were found in the first inspection are up to date. The third-party software company that we hired originally promised us the world and we didn't get an island. They said we were going to have all kinds of wonderful things for tracking them, for getting notices out, and they basically fell short on a lot of that. The big issue with that was it was a $25,000 per year software package that they offered out to us. So last November, as the renewal was coming up again, we knew we had 200 plus renewals that were going to just start as of December. We went over that contract and we shaved $15,000 off of that to cut it down to $10,000 per season, per year. We're still not really thrilled with the software company on our side, and everybody that has the short-term rental trying to contact the software company, the software from their side, is having difficulties also. So after this go-around, we'll have a year where it just kind of slows down. We're going to re-evaluate it again and hopefully find a better solution and still be able to save a lot more than $10,000 we're putting out right now.
What was that one? GovOS? Or was that?
It's GovOS is the one we're using. Right now, I went over a few of these with Mike. We still find issues daily with people advertising where they were allowed an occupancy of 5 and they're listing it for 10. They're saying that it's 5 bedrooms. When it's 4, they'll have a bedroom in the basement that doesn't even have any windows. So I have a stack of those in the office. I've contacted Brian, the attorney, because I spoke to Bonnie about this, and she was all for it's time to start enforcing all of these rental the issues that we're having with it. We're just trying to figure out what the best way to do, whether it can be we can just write them tickets, or if every one of them's got to be a going to the courthouse with it. I haven't heard back from Brian. I've tried to contact him a few times. I know there's some other issues we got to talk to Brian about too. Other than that, that's really the highlights of the short-term rental law. I don't know if anybody got any questions about it, and we're happy to answer them.
You said it was 338 active permits,
That's permitted right now.
and 472 is what you think
Well, it's
is a total of active permits, and then
that
folks
are
maybe
on
not doing
that
it.
are on our radar. There's still some out there, and we're still finding. I was at a different inspection today, talking to him, and he was like, "Well, I have to put up a fence because my neighbor's a short-term rental." Thanks.
Really?
So it is actually starting to police itself a little bit, where these people that do have short-term rentals are like, "Hey, why am I paying this and my neighbor's not?" So it is starting to come full circle as far as that goes too.
Thank you.
How did you guys find the number? Are you guys doing super sleuth work by looking through?
Well, part of that software company, when we first signed up with them, they told us they scrubbed the internet and find the short-term rentals, which is perfect. And then after year 1, we found out they scrub the big ones, VRBO, Airbnb. There's a couple other big ones like Trivago, I guess it is another one that has them. But we have a lot of locals. We have Julie Little's got a site. I'm not pointing her out because they've been great about getting their rentals to us. Heartside has one. There's just a bunch of other local. Facebook's a huge one. People don't think we look there. Find a lot of them there. So those smaller sites we actually are scrubbing in the office, and that number comes from GovOS, a software company. When we find one, we give them the information, because for them to get their short-term rental, they have to get a number and then go in and sign up and create their own account and all of that. So that's the 478 is what actually has an account right now. And again, we know there's still more out there that are under the radar, but we're still looking for.
Any other questions for Jay, anyone?
No.
Thanks, Jay, very much.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. I did notice in looking at some of his paperwork, you go down through, and I know a lot of the properties and whatnot, and I did come to my attention that there's a bunch of them in there that aren't full-time rentals. Some of these people are just like a couple times, and then that's it for the summer. So it's not like it's every single weekend all the time. There's a lot of that stuff in there, so. Just a lot of interesting stuff if you ever look through that.
Yeah, but it's important to have those numbers though, because that zoning review that we just are waiting for a while on. We did talk about that cap. Bonnie and I worked on that. I think it was just you and I. That cap in the neighborhoods that would have really helped out. Maybe opening up some houses to year-round residents. But that's kind of why I asked about those numbers.
As far as it goes, though, there have been some short-term rentals that have people bought just to rent. And the market is to the point where it's almost saturated. So people are only, instead of renewing them, there's properties that have gone up for sale. There's properties that have gone long-term. So it's starting to hopefully balance out a little bit there. But yeah, putting a cap on it definitely helps.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jay.
Yeah, thanks, Jay.
Next we have Chief Jason Mulcahy here. Okay, and he is here to speak on a couple topics.
Should have sat in this side of the room.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Jason Mulcahy since February of this year, so things are going very well. Just want to clear up some misunderstandings that might be out there. First and foremost, the sign out front that says no audio, video recording on this point. Facebook comments were out there saying you can't do this, it's a fair meeting, Act of New York. That's false. Fair meeting, Act of New York regards to board meetings or any scheduled meetings. Anybody can record in here. If you wanted to record right now, you could. We put the sign up there at my request. Not sure if anybody noticed, but a First Amendment auditor did come across the street and hit us up. And it's nothing we did. It was the state police did something. Not that they did anything wrong. It just went viral, and the First Amendment auditor got it and went all around to different stations. And our phone number got blasted all over the internet, and we received calls all day for about 2 or 3 days. So the 911 center did the same thing. They got phone calls too. So the sign is to protect the First Amendment auditors coming here. You know, it is a public place, and people can come and go as they please, but there's also business being conducted. Some are personal nature. There's names, there's addresses, possible social security numbers, things that don't need to be out in the public. Certain areas aren't designed for audio video recording. That hallway, I mean, there's a lot of conversations going on. It's not really designed for that. So that was my request to say, hey, let's put up a sign to kind of limit any First Amendment auditors coming in. They can try, but as soon as they cross certain boundaries, then the police can take appropriate action. They wouldn't be trespassing, but they could be obstructing governmental administration. So that's why the sign's there to protect the privacy of the offices, privacy of people's information that doesn't want to be out there. If you have any questions on that, you can always come to me. I can talk to you about it. The other thing would be the town cameras. Steve, you put up the cameras only over 20 years ago. And then we also have another security company that does the cameras too. My past 6 years in the state police, I was undercover. I work surveillance cameras, so that's my wheelhouse. My personal opinion and with experience is to have all cameras under one umbrella. The town should own all the cameras. They should own all the footage. Logistically, it makes sense. Liability makes sense. And if, you know, these cameras are great for tourism. You know, Steve used them for tourism, and I looked at them growing, you know, my sons looked at them growing up and see what's going on up here in Old Forge and around the area. So it's a great thing for tourism, but they also act as security cameras. And if something is ever needed, footage for a crime or we're trying to gather information, we want to own that footage. We don't want to have to go out and say, hey, can we get that footage? Because the owner of that footage can say, nope, you're not getting it. And then we're saddled with going to the court to get a subpoena. Meanwhile, that footage can be deleted, manipulated, and whatnot. So my personal opinion is to have all the cameras under one umbrella, under the town's control. We own the footage, we own all the rights to it, and we don't have any issues in that nature. Third thing.
I got a question on that. With that, so anybody can do like a trail cam or have some sort of live streaming thing. You're just specific to the town's property cameras right now. Like if
Correct.
Steve or somebody else, I just wanted to, for the record, have that out
Correct,
there.
yeah, just the town.
If you want to put a camera on your own property,
Yeah, if you want to put cameras on your own property, that's your own property.
Okay.
That's not a problem.
just wanted to make sure that was out there. That was all.
Any questions or concerns, you know, we can discuss it a little bit now, or, you know, my door is always open, we can talk about it anytime.
I just have one question.
Yes.
There is a camera on the town property at North Street
Mhm.
that, the person that owns it, it's on his own personal website as well as his YouTube channel.
Is it on his property?
It's on town property.
Town property. So that would be under the town umbrella. I mean, the town has the ultimate say what goes on the property.
Just because everyone's talking about Steve, but I know that there's that other camera there that is open to the public and is live streamed.
Okay. We'll look into that. Yes.
A question about the sign. If we're really protecting what's happening in the offices, would it be more useful to put it in the inner door leading to the town offices rather than greet all our visitors at the Visitor Information Center? Something like that, to protect the areas of concern?
That's something we can discuss with the board, and
Good point.
Probably look a little better.
A little intimidating when you walk into the information side.
So Chief, on these cameras, because I've questioned a lot on this, it's kind of bugged the heck out of me, to be honest with you. Steve's done this a long time. So these cameras, McCauley Mountain, Trail 5, Stillwater, all these, well, Stillwater, I don't even know if it's on our property.
No.
Probably not. Trail 5 would be, McCauley Mountain would be. He has to take those down, or can we
I'm not
control
gonna,
them? I mean, how does it?
that's something between town and the people that own the cameras. I mean, it's on town property. I don't have the say in the matter of who has to take them down or whatnot, but if the town wishes to take them down, then, it's their property. So they need, do.
But if we allow somebody to put it on our property, then it is our responsibility, correct? I mean, if there was a action needed that
If
we can look at it.
if we have control of the footage. If that's streaming someplace else outside of our control, whether it's on our property or not, we can go to the individual that's storing that footage and they can say, I don't have it, or I'm not getting it. Chain of custody with evidence is a big thing too. We can say we own the footage, we can say we grabbed it and it went into our evidence secure files instead of. Yes.
First off, the cameras that I'm running, number of live streaming, it takes a picture, uploads it to a server. 5 minutes later, it takes a picture, uploads to the server, and the previous picture is deleted. Okay. Some of the cameras I do have saving the images at the police request over the years, like at Point Park, because the kids vandalizing the lights and stuff like that, so they can sort of get a time frame when it happened. But there's no live streaming. The only camera I had live streaming was at the Cover Bridge. And when the signs went up, no video recording or audio recording in the building, I turned that camera off because technically it's inside the building, so it would be violating that sign. But none of the cameras are streaming. They're just images. They go up to the internet. They get replaced every 5 minutes.
Okay.
As I said, some of the cameras I have to save the images because the police asked me to do it. They came to me over the years and said, before everybody else in town had cameras,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
They'd be like, is there any way you can save this so we can sort of see what's going on? And that's why they're saving. But something also too, is, internet and networking and everything else, when the picture hits the internet, anybody can save that picture and save it.
Correct.
So it isn't like if you shut my camera off, somebody else can't just pull it. Because I mean, there's literally, I can't tell you how many sites that are pulling the images from my cameras and putting them on their sites to make money. I mean, even Taz, which is who the town is using, they have a camera streaming at the Old Forge hardware. And in a Google search for Old Forge NY web cameras, there's 2 sites right in the first 2 pages that have nothing to do with Taz or Old Forge. They just got his camera streaming and Google ads wrapped all around it to make money.
Right.
So it isn't that the town's gonna be able to lock everything down. Once it hits the internet, it's fair game.
No, but we would try to stream and have our, under one umbrella where we might not necessarily have outside access to it for security purposes.
Well, security cameras, yes.
Yeah.
But, everything I'm running is not security, it's to promote the town for advertising.
Right. And there would probably be some cameras that way. Like I said, my personal opinion with my experience, it's better to have all the cameras under one umbrella. Logistics, liability, chain of evidence. They're a great thing for tourism, but, they're also good for solving crimes, putting things on Facebook, and we can, do attempt identifies and such.
So I guess I have a question then. The new camera, and no offense, Steve's cameras, from my experience with cameras in my own store, okay, would be almost no help for following a crime, like,
Yeah, I mean, could, yeah.
So in the past month, we've had incidents where a guy sold some stuff, we put it on tape and recorded and went through the whole thing. But if it was just a picture every 5 minutes, that'd been almost useless.
unless we found it right at that 5-minute mark.
Right, like, you gotta catch it, him take it, and then him stuff it, like, hurt, like.
Exactly.
You might as well go buy a lottery ticket at that point, right? So, the proposed new cameras, would they be,
I'm not in that process of
you
doing that.
get, but you get my, like.
Yeah, I just wanted to,
Yeah,
you know,
okay, just
clear
kind
the
of wondering
misunderstanding
what
out.
the thought process is.
The cameras having the control in the town under one umbrella.
I understand that point, but I'm just wondering if they'd be as useful or more useful than what you already have.
Well, if we had something that was continuous streaming, then obviously,
Yeah,
yes.
be continued, okay.
Anything else on that, or?
I can tell you, I think having it underneath one is very important, considering there was an incident here in this town where somebody actually took somebody's vehicle and totaled it. We happened to have run across this person. They ended up on our property. We called the police. I could tell them in town where we saw them across from the police station, knowing there were cameras there, as he's standing in the middle of the road. At that moment, somebody could have looked at those, you know, put everything together. Thank God we heard him opening up a door, and he took somebody's vehicle from this town and totaled it. And the site police, I mean, so it does have the ability to help when you control your own cameras. And in this day and age, especially with how many children are running around, I encourage the town to think about the safety of the children.
I almost feel like that we're talking about.
I do, I was just gonna say that.
So
Yeah.
I feel like the
We
town
really are.
needs to get
Yeah.
security live cameras first up. What Steve was doing is awesome. My kids did it, we did it when we didn't live here.
Yeah.
We looked to see, maybe there still could be something the town could work out with Steve for the tourism aspect of it.
Mhm.
The town gets the security cameras live feed, they're under one roof, the police department, the town uses them. I feel like we're in
Yeah,
two
it's
apples
different.
to oranges right now.
I agree.
So that's,
Completely.
and I think the clarification is great, because I think we all thought what Steve was doing was for police, he's doing for tourism.
Yeah.
We need something for safety, so.
Beat me to it.
Thank you. Anyone else have any questions for the chief? Thank you.
Thanks, chief.
Thank you, chief.
Thanks, chief.
All right, now we're doing a notice of a public hearing to amendment of Webb Town Code, Chapter 435, Article 6, Section 435-15, to provide limited parking on Lakeview Spur. The Webb Town Board shall meet and hold a public hearing at the Visitor Information Center, State Route 28, Town of Webb, New York, beginning at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, September 9th, 2025, to hear all interested persons and take any necessary action provided by law concerning proposed law number blank of 2025, amendment to section 435-15, Article 6, Chapter 435 of the Town of Webb Code, and be it further resolved that the town board further authorizes and directs the town clerk to publish post a notice of public hearing concerning proposed local law number blank of 2025. Amendments to section 435-15 of Article 6 of Chapter 435 of the Town of Webb Code in a manner provided by law, and to make a copy of the proposed law available for public inspection in the town clerk's office following the adoption of this resolution and until the public hearing is closed. Do I have a motion?
Make the motion.
Kyle, and a second.
I'll second it. Tommy.
Tommy,
Sorry.
for discussion?
This is for that
This is to,
down there,
Lakeview
down the
Spur.
way over there.
this is to make it so the diagonal parking, doesn't change anything. It's to allow no overnight parking and no trailer parking. It won't affect the parking, it won't affect canoe, nothing. It's
We
just,
got rid of that
yeah, we
specific
got rid
canoe
of that
thing that was
specific.
in there last
It's no
time.
trailer parking,
Right,
no
right.
overnight parking. Those are the only two things that'll be affected down there. Nothing else is changing.
Hearing for that is September 9th, not right now.
Right, September 9th.
September 9th.
See you then.
Anyone else? Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lindsay?
Aye.
Councilman Hannah?
Aye.
Councilman Greco?
Aye.
Councilman Ross?
Aye.
Supervisor Baker?
Aye.
5 ayes.
Speed study for South Shore Road. The town board has been asked to request a speed study and initiate necessary action to conduct a speed study on South Shore Road from the Town of Webb Professional Office Building to the Herkimer County, Hamilton County line. Do I have a motion to have the clerk initiate the necessary action to conduct a speed study on the South Shore Road from the Town of Webb Professional Offices to the Herkimer, Hamilton County line?
I'll make a motion.
Kyle, second.
I'll second it.
Then, board discussion.
Needs to be done. I know we had one done, 5 years ago was one done on South Shore? I think it's time for another one.
Change any longer. It was about 5 years ago.
It was about 5 years ago.
What's it, does it
I know we've
cost us
done it at least
anything?
once.
Doesn't cost us anything,
We
right?
have to do it to tell Herkimer County that we want to do it because it's county road.
Because it's county road.
Then they'll contact New York State Police and they'll do the study.
I'm also gonna ask,
And it
and I
won't be done
don't,
for a while.
County did one when they did the bridge.
I'm also gonna ask if they could please do it next summer and not this fall.
Not in the fall, when,
No, when there's no one here. No, I think it should be done during the peak season.
yeah.
We
So,
might have to redo this next
so
year.
we may have to redo it. I don't know, but I really don't think it's gonna do us any good if we do it this fall.
For sure. And throw some crosswalks in there too. I know that's different.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lindsay?
Aye.
Councilman Hannah?
Aye.
Councilman Greco?
Aye.
Councilman Ross?
Aye.
Supervisor Baker?
Aye.
5 ayes.
Resolution of the town board of the town of Webb continuing the current moratorium on new connections to the Old Forge Sewer District. Feel like reading?
Sure.
That's
The
a lot.
moratorium is extended pursuant to the Town of Webb Code, Section 382-17 and 382-3, upon the recommendation of the superintendent. By local law, the Town of Webb created Chapter 382 of the Town of Webb Town Code, providing for the operation of the Old Forge Sewer District, a publicly owned treatment works designed to deal with wastewater collection and treatment. Section 382-17 of the Town Code provides that the Town Board, at the recommendation of the Superintendent of Public Works, may limit or deny new connections to the Old Forge Sewer District publicly owned treatment works when the superintendent determines that certain conditions exist. In February 2025, the Town Board determined upon the superintendent's recommendation that the additional connections and lack of prompt repair could indirectly or directly cause air or groundwater pollution or cause a public nuisance condition. The board found it would best enhance and protect the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the Town of Webb by enacting a moratorium on new connections to the Old Forge Sewer District for a period not to exceed 6 months. Since an enactment of the moratorium, the superintendent has recommended to the Town Board that the moratorium be extended for an additional period not to exceed 6 months without further action of the Town Board. Section 3 moratorium. The Town Board of Town of Webb hereby extends a moratorium on any new connections to the Old Forge Sewer District publicly owned treatment works for a period not to exceed 6 months until further resolution of the Town Board. The provisions of this moratorium shall be applicable to any new or pending connections unless all necessary approvals have already been obtained from the Town of Webb. Section 4 extensions. This moratorium may be additionally extended for additional periods as the Town Board may determine to be necessary to protect the public health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the Town of Webb and accomplish the stated purposes and intent. Section 5, variance procedures. The Town of Webb shall have exclusive authority after a public hearing to verify or modify the application of any provision of this moratorium upon its determination that strict application would impose extraordinary hardship upon an applicant, and the variance granted should not adversely affect the health, safety, welfare of the citizens of the town or significantly conflict with the general purposes and intent of this moratorium. Any request for a variance shall be in writing and filed with the Town Clerk. The Town Board shall conduct a public hearing on any such application, not less than 5 days public notice, and shall make a decision within 60 days after the close of the public hearing. Section 6, termination. This moratorium may be terminated by the Town Board earlier than 6 months upon finding that conditions leading to this moratorium have been abated, or that additional connections will no longer have effect on the health, safety, and welfare of the town or the operation of the publicly owned treatment works. The effective date, this extension shall take effect upon adoption. All you.
Thank you. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second, Mike,
Second it.
Ben,
Mike and Ben?
board discussion.
I just wanna, if it's okay, Monty, just doing all this is very important because we know that we have some issues with the sewer. We've been watching this for a lot of years. There's supposedly 6 places that are priority. We are looking for grants. We've been talking about this for a long time. We are working on it, but I also wanna say that the sewer system we have been working on for many, many, many years. We've spent millions of dollars on this system and pump stations and fixing lines. So we are staying on top of it the best we can. The toughest part about it is some of the issues are extremely expensive and the sewer district doesn't really have the money to pay for it right now. So we're working very hard to find that money.
And Hartley, our grant writer from BCA, called and said kudos to Don Hale for coming up with this idea because it's really put us up on the points for getting grant money. So right now we are going after 5 million. So we'll see what happens.
And we did get a grant for an amount already, correct?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Any other board discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lindsay?
Aye.
Councilman Hannah?
Aye.
Councilman Greco?
Aye.
Councilman Ross?
Aye.
Supervisor Baker?
Aye.
5 ayes.
Sole assessor, the terms of appointed assessors expires September 30th, 2025 for most municipalities in New York State. Sole assessor, Tina Yuckel's new term will be 10/1/2025 to 9/30/2031. That's awesome. Do we have a motion to appoint Tina Yuckel as the Town of Webb sole assessor effective 10/1/2025 with a term to expire 9/30/2031?
I'll make the motion.
Ben, second.
I'll second.
Kyle. Board discussion.
I think Tina's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tina's doing a real good job.
Thank you, Tina. She's done a lot of online classes on her own and really done a lot. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lindsay?
Aye.
Councilman Hannah?
Aye.
Councilman Greco?
Aye.
Councilman Ross?
Aye.
Supervisor Baker?
Aye.
5 ayes.
Next, we have transfers. I need a motion to transfer the following money. I'd like to transfer from fund balance to McCauley Mountain Equipment, $74,611.76. I'd like to transfer from fund balance to McCauley Mountain Miscellaneous, $349,089.28. I'd like to transfer from McCauley Mountain Miscellaneous to McCauley Mountain Capital Reserve Equipment account of $51,200. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Ben, second.
I'll make the second.
Kyle, now I have some things to say. The $51,200 was the sale of the chairs. We're gonna move that into a capital reserve to get better interest rates. The fund balance of $349, the fund balance that we're taking out, the $349 and the $74,611 is part of the initial chairlift project. So McCauley Mountain update for everyone, we allocated $2.2 million for the project. Total to date is $1,515,305, $1,515,362.26. With that being said, we still need to pay for the magic carpet installation, the groundwork around the carpet, and the moving of the beginner rope tow. I do believe that we will come under budget on that, but don't quote me on that.
349.
But right now, we're still under budget. All in favor?
Aye. Well, what's the What's the 74 from? You didn't mention that one.
Yeah,
Right here, the McCauley Mountain Reserve.
Add them together, it's.
You add it together. And that's to date, 1,515,000 with that added in there. Any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lindsay?
Aye.
Councilman Hannah?
Aye.
Councilman Greco?
Aye.
Councilman Ross?
Aye.
Supervisor Baker?
Aye.
Five ayes.
All right, here's a lot of reading and a lot of listening. You ready? McCauley Mountain new season passes, weekday and weekend rates. We're gonna raise some prices. Kevin Kress and McCauley Mountain manager would like to raise the lift ticket prices for McCauley. The season's pass rate, adults will be $325. Teens 13 to 19 will be $250. Juniors 6 to 12 and seniors 60 to 69 will be $149. A super senior 70 plus will be $50. The maximum family amount will be $920. Weekday rates, adults will be $45. Teen 13 to 19 will be $40. Juniors 6 to 12, $35. Seniors 60 to 69, $40. And the super senior 70 plus will be $5. College and active military, $40. 1 half day for 4 hours, $20. Kids under 5 will be free. The Lower Mountain Playmate and Mighty Might will be $15. Cross country and uphill will be $10. Weekend and holiday rates, adults 45, teen 13 through 19, $40. Juniors 6 through 12, $35. Seniors 60 through 69, $40. College and active military, $40. Super senior 70 plus, $5. College and active military, oh, that's on there twice. 1 half day, 4 hours will be $20. Kids under 5 are free. The Lower Mighty Mountain Playmate and Mighty Might will be 15. Cross country and uphill will be 10. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Mike, second.
I'll second.
Kyle, board discussion, please.
I was thinking about giving military a little bit better discount than only $5. That's okay. I was thinking about putting it at 30.
To make a separate line for college and active military separate, under everything? Under,
That's my question.
Yeah,
Under
Kinda
weekday
gotta
and
do it.
weekend?
For weekday and weekends.
Am I missing something again here, or are weekend and weekday the same exact rates? Yeah, they are, right?
Weekday and weekend, yeah, but he has them labeled, Kevin's thing. They've always been labeled separate. They are the same.
Oh, they've always been that
They're
way?
the same, but they're labeled separate,
Yeah.
just for clarification.
So, for purposes of, I don't know, just confusion, I mean, employees, everything in general, printing, people reading, if it's always the same, why have that then?
Because if you list it as, I don't know why he listed, we can list it separate, weekday, weekend, holiday, all in one line, we probably could, I could ask Kevin.
Or can't, if it's all the same price, then you just say
You
it's
can
just
list it differently, that's not
We
an
could list
issue.
it all one.
A rate, you know?
For right
Like
now,
a nice little
whatever
mini
re-
sign.
for whatever reason, that's how he gave it to me.
So active.
Because they're not different, right? The weekday is the same as the weekend, that's how it's always been?
They were different. That one, they were different.
Bobby, where are you?
Now they're making them the same. They were different.
So they're gonna be the same.
We're different,
They
they're
were
making it
too.
the same.
That's right too.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, right?
It's a typo.
They were different. Weekday were different from, right, they were less. Weekday was less.
So I support Kevin if he wants to make them all the same, that's fine, but I think you just get rid of all this writing, so. Then Bonnie doesn't have to read it all again next time.
Active military, do you wanna change that?
I'd like to change it to 30.
And then is it possible to clean up the 149s and just put them at 150 or? It's kind of fun too.
The 149,
That's the only, the juniors and the seniors.
so the 149 didn't change. It's always been 149. That did not change. You
Oh,
didn't
that's
change
why
that.
that stayed
That's the
there.
only one that's not a 0 or a 5.
Right, right.
All right, we can leave it, it's fine.
What's active military?
I thought, didn't we talk about that, Kyle?
If active
almost
military
think we
right now is
mentioned that too.
$40.
Doing
So to clarify, you guys want active military at $30?
Fine, then suggest
30?
it's fine.
Yeah, active military at 30. Active military
Yeah, I'm fine.
having their
Okay.
own line
Yep.
at 30.
And
Yeah,
the
okay,
college
sorry.
is staying,
Mike, you all right with that?
Yes.
and college is staying 40?
Yep.
And then it's the same during the day as on the weekend, or during the weekday it is on the weekend.
Yeah, and we'll clarify that. We'll,
Okay.
Because it used to be
We'll,
separate
make it-
prices. He made them all one and he didn't combine them in the same.
correct.
All minor.
We will fix that.
And it used to be all separate.
Roll call vote, please.
Okay. So we're doing that one change.
Are we slow?
What?
We're probably, it sounds like we're editing it, right? So it's not really a roll call vote, is it?
Well, yeah, we
We're
changed, we did
just-
the change.
we
We
just
did
the
active
change. Now we're
military.
gonna vote
Change it
on it.
now, then we're gonna vote on it?
We changed active military 30 and we left the college at 40 on both weekday and weekend, but you're gonna make one because they're all the same.
Correct.
They're gonna be the same, okay.
Correct. Councilman Lindsay,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Greco,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Baker.
Aye.
That was painful.
All right, next we have statement of qualifications for engineering services. A motion that the town of Webb is inviting statements of qualifications from engineering firms licensed in the state of New York to provide professional services in support of planned improvements to the town's wastewater treatment system. Qualified firms will be considered for assistance with design, bidding, and construction phases, as well as related engineering tasks necessary to support the successful implementation of this infrastructure project. The solicitation and selection of a consultant will be conducted in accordance with the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation requirements for procurement. Interested firms may obtain a complete RFQ package by contacting Nancy Russell, Town Clerk, at 315-369-6799. Statements of qualifications must be submitted no later than August 29th, 2025, by the close of the business, either via email to nrussell@townofwebny.gov or by delivery to Nancy Russell, Town Clerk, P.O. Box 157, Old Forge, New York 13420. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
Kyle and Mike. Board discussion?
This is just to get some more.
So we can do
More
this
options.
properly, yep.
More options.
Cool.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lindsay,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Greco,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Baker.
Aye. Now we're off to all of us, and I have a huge list.
Really?
I want to inform the board that I'm preparing a letter for the New York State Bricks application for a permanent senior center. In the letter, I will state that if we are awarded $2 million grant, the town will provide the required 20% matching funds, which equals $400,000. These matching funds will not be used or allocated until the grant is approved and a resolution is approved by this board. This step is necessary to complete the grant application process and to demonstrate our readiness to move forward on a permanent senior center and to secure funding. Do I have a nod to write a letter? Thank you.
Yes.
That was a nod from everyone. Thank you. Some of the board and I recently met with Black River Authority regarding the new dam project. Bids on the project were opened yesterday, and they anticipate awarding a contract at their next meeting, September 9th. A notice to proceed is expected by October 20th, with mobilization to begin shortly thereafter. The authority will hold a public informational meeting once the project is ready to move forward. They are also replacing the 6th Lake Dam and will hold a separate informational meeting for that project. As soon as these meetings are announced, we will notify the public. During construction, the canoe launch will be temporarily moved to Lakeside Spur over here. Upon completion of the project, it will be moved to the opposite side of the dam. These changes and timelines will be presented in detail at their informational meeting. So I will let everyone know when that's gonna happen, and my guess is it's gonna happen pretty quickly, because they did open bids yesterday. I'd like to update on the McCauley Mountain chairlift chairs that we set aside for refurbishing. I've spoken with John and Bill, and they're gonna begin retrieving them and refurbishing them. I've also reached out to several organizations regarding donations. The town of Webb Historical would like to receive a chair for seating in their yard. New York State Sports Museum in Albany, I spoke with Stephen Lockman, and Kyle's going to provide him with the information that he needs to present to his board so we can donate one to this museum. I also called Adirondack Experience in Blue Mountain Lake today, but I did not have any contact today with them. After these donations, of the 3 donations, we have 17 chairs remaining. It's my understanding that McCauley would like to donate a chair to the McCauley Mt Ski Patrol to raffle off to help raise funds for their equipment needed for the 25-26 season. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So at this time, I'd like to make a motion to donate 1 chair to McCauley Mt Ski Patrol to be raffled off for the purchase of their equipment needed for the 2026 ski season. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Ben, any board discussion on this?
No, it's important because they have a lot of things that they have to keep upgrading.
So this is gonna go
They-
towards equipment for ski patrol. I think that's a really good donation.
I do too.
All right. Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lindsay,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Greco,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Baker.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Lisa Monroe sent out emails to our area business owners within the town of Webb asking for letters of support when we apply for our grant money for the sewer. We received 10 letters of support, and I want to thank those 10 business owners for taking the time to write those letters. Last week, Highway Superintendent Casey Crowfoot and myself went down to Herkimer County, and we met with the County Highway Department along with legislator Don Hale to discuss the various roads throughout the town of Webb that are owned by the county. One of those roads is South Shore Road, and it's been identified as a safety concern due to the increased number of bicycles and pedestrians using that road. Hence why we're going to do the study. To address this, they're exploring the possibility of installing bike paths on both sides of the road from the health center all the way to inlet. I'll keep you updated on all discussions on county as they progress. I want to thank Don Hale. He did a great job representing us the other day. He did a fantastic job, and we appreciate his support. Thank you, Don. An FYI, on August 28th, we will be hosting the Herkimer County Supervisors Meeting at McCauley Mountain. The supervisors meet about 4 times a year, and this year they asked us to host the the fourth quarter, or the third quarter, so we're gonna host that in McCauley.
Is it Blue Night?
Pardon me?
Is it Blue Night that night?
Can I tell it?
You can tell them.
So I took Kyle to one of my first Herkimer County meetings, and I told him, they're a little funny down there. It's Blue Night. What's that mean? I go, everybody's gotta wear blue. So him and I go down there with our blue on, and we walked in, and everybody's got every color on, but probably blue. And he's looking at me, he goes, I thought it was Blue Night.
Fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Hook, line, and sinker. So he'll probably never go to another meeting again. It's not Blue Night. And on August 21st, at the library, from 10:30 to 2, is that correct, Linda? There will be a meeting on the Herkimer County Health to discuss Town of Webb and neighboring communities' health care needs. And I went to that last year, and it's really they need community input on this, so please, if you have any ideas or have community input on our health care, please come to this. It's very important. You guys, I'm done. That's all I had.
We had a lot tonight.
I did, thank you. Mike?
Oh, you want me to go first?
Sure.
Just a couple quick things that I have is, last month I said that the new pumps for McCauley were in, and I'm sorry, I was wrong. They're coming to be put in, but they weren't in yet. That was my bad. But they're working on that. I also wanted to bring up, probably, I'm gonna say 2 years ago, but I don't think it was that long. It might have been a year and a half. Our ex-chief right now, Ron Johnston, started a meeting with DOT, DEC, railroad people, snowmobile people, all kinds of things to talk about trying to get out to Beaver River by way of not having to use the tracks. And it was I thought it was a great meeting. There's a lot of input there. APA was there. Everybody that needed to be there to discuss how to try to get there, because right now you can only get there by train or by water. It's really difficult. If anything happens out there, they can't get out there. So anyways, to try to keep this going with the new chief, I asked Mike Mitchell if by chance he could fly us over that area so that the new chief could kind of see what's involved and why we kind of can't do that. And hopefully it was a good thing to see what's out there and why we kind of can't do things. And probably need to get on land and walk it, but just to keep the conversation going. I don't know if it's ever going to go anywhere, but I'd like to keep it going because I just truly think it's kind of important, but just my opinion.
Can I say something on that?
Yes, you may.
When I came in here, I could not figure out why we can't have a road to Beaver River. It seems like a very simple, easy task. And I'm telling you what, there is every roadblock imaginable.
It sure is.
Every single one. From DOT to DEC to EPA to the railroad to, it is an unbelievable roadblock.
Even just a trail, just so that they can, if the police need to get out there or EMS needs to get out there, it's I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours by the time you get out there.
Yeah.
It's a while, but anyways, just to keep it going, that's all I ask. Another quick thing for the board, Justin Brandt, he is a guy that asked the town quite a long time ago about having not a snow cross, a cross-country race at McCauley, and he's been trying to get on town land and all kinds of things. And basically the answer for McCauley is basically no at this point. And if try to do it other places in town, it's very difficult. But he came up with a site that he wants to ask the board. He's very organized. He does everything he needs to do as far as legal stuff. But what he's going to be asking the board is, in the spring of this year, he wants to somehow use 6 Mile Road out on Stillwater Reservoir that goes from basically Stillwater Hotel, crosses over the reservoir, and then once you hit that, you take 6 Mile Road into Beaver River. He wants to basically close that for a day. And being as how we own it, we have to grant permission to do it.
And is he gonna get us a letter of
Yes.
all his,
He just wanted me to bring it up tonight.
Perfect.
Because he has to put a schedule together and.
right,
He's talked to everybody, DEC and all that, so
okay,
it'd be a
perfect.
great spot for it, in my opinion. It's perfect. There's a restaurant there, there's bathrooms out there, it's a great spot, so. Anyways, he wanted me to bring that up, so that's all I got tonight.
Perfect.
Is
Thank
that one
you.
different than that's different than the drag race, right? There's like some hills and
Yeah, he
doing
just
some
does
circles and stuff.
whatever, a 4-mile cross-country course.
Cool.
It'll go up 6 Mile Road and probably out on the reservoir shoulders and all that
Yep.
stuff.
Different than.
Cool. I don't know. I don't have much. Everything. There we had that little pop up request suggestion or just looking into for like food trucks at the mountain. That kind of seemed a little rushed. So we talked about that with those guys up there. I mean, it popped the idea in the head about with the mountain bikers being up there and maybe people going up there a little more often. If it were ever to be time for us to look for bids for someone to run the whatever you want to call it, concession stand or the kitchen there at McCauley. The bathrooms are already open. The chalet would probably be a nice place for people to catch a breathe. I mean, it's been like 90 degrees every day this year. So like if people are going up there to bike or do whatever, what kind of, because there's been some really amazing energy coming from the mountain with Kevin and Chris together, but a lot of it is in really short notice. Like they talked about a festival and stuff like that about 2 months before the date,
Yeah.
and that was just a little.
Kevin is now realizing that he can't do that on a last minute thing, so he kinda could have put a kibosh on the food trucks.
Yeah, which is great.
Said, slow down.
But I'm saying
Yeah.
as us as a board, just looking into just having some visions and thinking about stuff. Is it time for us to just say like, hey, should we put it out there to go to bid for someone to maybe open up that kitchen to the public?
Having weddings up there, don't forget.
Yeah.
So you've got to figure out if you're having weddings, the concession, you can't.
Well, you could just not have the
Right, we
kitchen open up
definitely
there.
have to put some thought to it.
Lots of thought.
Right.
I think the
Yeah, we can get a
bicycle
plan.
thing
We can
is
get a
gonna
plan
be
going
bigger.
for that.
That mountain bike thing is gonna grow, I think.
Yep. I think that's a good plan to be looking into.
And that's hot out. That's it.
It is hot out.
Summer's been great. Looking for a good fall. And thanks to everybody around, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ben.
I don't have much either, other than thank Jason Blanis and Kevin Kress and the McCauley Mountain crew, along with Eric Ludovici of Old Forge Electric for getting the Sun Kid conveyor installed. It looks amazing up there. It's a huge improvement with what they did around there to expand beginner terrain, and thanks to the county for funding it.
Right.
And then I do want to acknowledge everyone that has been involved with the mountain bike trails up there at McCauley. I know there's a lot of you from planning, funding, building, and all the volunteers. I got to ride the new trails over Little Moose this weekend, and they were incredible and a lot of fun. So, and I was given a little hard time because I bought a new bike, and everyone there told me that I should ask you guys to fund it for me to
Yeah,
be
okay.
official testers.
The testing, testing purposes.
It's the parking lot was full, and there's a lot of kids, a lot of families, and it's
Open
great
up
to
that
see up
kitchen.
there. Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's all I got.
Alright. I got a few things. I'll make it quick so everyone can get home to their ACs. I want to thank everyone for coming tonight, and I apologize for missing last month's meeting. I wasn't feeling that well. At which time I wanted to address last month. I wanted to say a thank you to Casey and his guys. I know I say it a lot, but at the end of June, beginning of July, when we had that first stretch of hot weather, Casey and his guys were out there pulling up sidewalks, replacing sidewalks, doing road work, and my hat's off to them. They did everything very quickly in a timely manner and put everything back into place. I didn't get a chance, but I want to welcome Jeff Abriel to the Town of Webb Snowmobile Department. I think he's going to be a great asset. I wasn't here for that, so I just wanted to put that out there. I talked with the school last week. We had our meeting. The school construction is on pace for their phase 1. I know it doesn't look it, but they are moving along. They assured that they would definitely have the majority of it complete by the time school opens. They might be delayed a week or two, but right now it's on pace. But, you know, hats off to their construction team as well. I know in the spring I was saying we're gonna lose half of Gilbert. So far, we're a week into August, we haven't lost Gilbert. So that's hats off to them and thank you for doing that. Like Bonnie had mentioned earlier, we had met with the Hudson River Black River Water Authority about the dam project, and that looks like it's going to be moving quicker than I anticipated. I was a little bit of the naysayer saying that it's going to be years before we see it, but we saw a couple of renderings for what they have projected. We walked the site again, and when it all starts, it's going to take off and it's going to be quick. I know they're looking at a 26 to 28 month construction period, but they said that it's going to be in 2 phases, so you won't even notice a huge difference in what's going on out here. All the work that's being done at McCauley, Mike and I went up there a couple weeks ago, had a meeting with Kevin, and I have to say they are doing fantastic work. Everything from getting that chairlift up and running, seeing everyone, all the new life that's being breathed into that mountain, it's wonderful. Soon we'll have the magic carpet and then the beginner toe being relocated to the opposite side of that run. That's fantastic. And one of the final things, Sally, thank you for all your work on the Point Park there with the flowers. They look amazing. I know we chat every so often in the morning, but it looks amazing out there, and thank you for tending to that and making it look good. Last thing I want to talk about, Linda handed this to me before the meeting got started with the program at the library tomorrow at 5 p.m. Leaving a Legacy, Financial Advising and Estate Planning. This hits home for me for some of the family loss that I've dealt with in my life. You always think there's time. There's never a good time to do it. So do it now to leave your loved ones a map of what you want done with your estate. Because when there's no roadmap to what has to be done, it is difficult to navigate that road, and usually alone. So thank you for having that, Linda. That's very helpful to anyone, whether you have an estate now or you're looking into it or you just thought about it. That's an amazing thing to have. So thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Nancy, Town Clerk, do you have anything this
Wow,
evening?
you remembered me. I do. So we have junk days coming up. It's only one weekend in the fall, September 6th and 7th. 2 to 4. Bring your junk, your white metals, your old stuff to get rid of. Zoning and Planning Board, we're still looking for members, so we'd love to have somebody join us. Call me if you have any questions, call Jay. Call any of the members, but we desperately need some members on our
Some really
planning
good
and zoning board.
candidates sitting right out
Yeah,
here.
we really need somebody to step up and help out. And I have a raffle license I need a motion for. Old Forge Ambulance Corps is looking for a raffle license for 2025. Motion.
We have a motion?
I'll make it. Oh, go ahead. Kyle.
Kyle, second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. That's what we got.
Thank you very much, members of Assembly. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Linda Will, and as Kyle mentioned, I'm with the Old Forge Library. I do have flyers for this program tomorrow, and it is special in all the ways that he mentioned. It is important in all the ways that he mentioned, and I really thank you for the plug for this program. There's a few other things. I know there's a lot of nonprofit members in the room, and we had a last minute switch in the personnel running it. And CJ Dates from the Adirondack Community Foundation is now going to be one of the presenters on the financial aspects rather than the law aspects also Vanessa from the Estate Planning Law Center in New Hartford. But it's a big deal to have the Adirondack Foundation in our corner of the Adirondacks. It just, they are making a big effort to be here. And so for those of you who haven't met people from that foundation, more of us have met people from the Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida, and they are fantastic as well. But it's an opportunity in so many ways. I also think about estate planning a lot. I don't have obvious heirs. And I need to learn more about how I could take what's mine and help the organization sitting here with me, the fire department and the ambulance and Living 80K, and make sure that these things that are helping our people now can help them later. And so, I plan on asking about that if anybody has questions in that vein as well. If you can't come and you wanna know what happened, let me know and I'll try to fill you in. But in the meantime, I'm gonna leave a stack of flyers up there. And actually, I'll keep them with me, just get one from me.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes?
Mary Brophy Moore, I just wanted to say I'm really happy to hear that you're going for a grant for a permanent senior center, finally.
And
Any other details that you can offer about?
That's all I have right now.
Timeline, when it's
No.
due?
It's due next week.
It's due next week, and is it ready to be submitted?
Mhm.
Okay, so you don't need some.
We worked on it today.
Some sharp or anything
Nope.
like that?
No, we're all good right now.
Okay.
But next step, we might. I'll let you know. Thank you. Yes.
Hi, I'm Judy Lonergan, President of the Central Adirondack Association, and I'd like to invite you all back to this room on September 3rd at 6:30 to learn a little bit more about what the CAA actually is. There's a lot of myths out there, a lot of miscommunications, a lot of positives, a lot of negatives, and I'm gonna clear them all up. So I invite you all here on that day.
Thank you, Judy. Thanks, Judy. Yes.
Robin Hill, Living 80K, just a reminder that the Herkimer County Veterans Administration is going to be at the Farmers Market on Friday. So any active service members or veterans or spouses, widows of former veterans would be eligible for the Fresh Connect coupons to use at the market, and doesn't need to be used just at our market, it can be used elsewhere.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Greetings from the Town of Webb Fire District. Our fire prevention program is in full effect. For the month of July, the district, we had 3 fires, 4 auto alarms, and it's been pretty quiet. And that's okay.
That's good.
We like that. And even the rescues on Bald Mountain are way down this year. I don't know why.
Too hot.
I'm afraid to bring it up.
Too hot.
You're afraid to bring it up. You should be.
For some reason, we have not been called up there a lot.
Till now.
Working on our fireboat, we got a problem with the pump on it. That fireboat, when we bought it, it was one of the first ones that company built. And we have a problem with the pump on it overheating, has a cover over it. And we complained to the company, and they're sending us a whole new cover for it, and because they have updated it, and hopefully that's going to solve the problems. We're moving our meetings in Old Forge to 6 p.m. All the drills now are going to start at 6 p.m. Due to want to utilize the daylight. It's going to start getting darker, and we want to be able to do drills in the daylight, so we're moving the drills. Are going to start at 6. Now the fire meetings are going to start at 6 as well. We're up to less than 100 tickets left on the big bucks for fire school. And we have started the process of replacing a truck in big ones. It is 20 years old. We're looking at some different trucks from different areas to get some ideas. It's probably going to be a 2-year project by the time we buy the cabin chassis, spec it out, order the vehicle, have it built, and get it in service. You're looking at close to 2 years. So we got to start now because it is, like I say, it's 20 years old, and it's time to. It's the oldest piece of equipment in the district. It's time to replace it. So, we're still working on the high railer, got the cap, and they're getting that on, they're getting it lettered. Still waiting for the state to come through on putting on the high railing gear to put it on the railroad tracks. Hopefully, by fall, we'll have that in service.
It's great. Thank you, Jamie. Anyone else? Yes.
Steve Hoffel. The chief briefly talked about the web cameras. Last month's meeting, it was brought up, very limited discussion. At the end of the meeting, I asked if I was supposed to leave the cameras on or off, and I was told to leave them on. And ironically, the day after the meeting, a letter was drafted from the town attorneys telling me essentially to cease and desist and remove my cameras from town property. I don't know where all this is going, but I do find it ironic that for 27 years I ran these cameras and there was never been any issues. The weekend that a company is in installing the surveillance cameras is when my equipment started getting unplugged. Doing research, I can appreciate their concerns that they convey to the town, but again, you would think you would speak to me and say, hey, we got concerns, why don't we, try to work around this. A person had foiled emails that went back and forth between board members, and reviewing them, one of the concerns was with the network, which I find sort of funny because I'm plugged in the very front of the network where I think it's Dank is who does the internet from the school, is where they hooked me up, so it should have no effect on the network after me. And I just don't know where it's going. I'm not going to fight with the town. I've tried to provide a service to this community for 27 years to promote our area. If you guys don't want to run cameras, I can find other locations. Because I've had multiple people in the community reach out to me already and said you can put cameras on our property, but I just think it's a crying shame. We lose the top of McCauley Mountain, we lose the trail camera. They're vitally important advertising cameras, and like the equipment that the chief's talking about, I don't even know if they will run up there with what internet connections we have. The chief understands networking. I'm working off a DSL line up there, which is like 2 tin cans with a string behind it. And I'm running 4 web cameras off it faithfully. And you bring in a high-tech company, they're going to, right off the bat, they're going to tell you, you need a high-speed connection, or they're not even going to talk to you. So you guys need to sit and talk this out and figure it out. I've lost many hours of sleep over this, and I'm not going to lose any more because this is ridiculous. This has been a huge marketing tool for our community, and to think that this board's going to pull the plug on it and dismantle something that's built all these years, that thousands of people and hundreds of advertising websites are linked to, and you're going to shut it down. And as far as your control that I keep hearing, you got to have control. The chief just said too, when it hits the internet, you lost control. Taz, which does the security cameras here, has cameras over at Old Forge Hardware, and you do a Google search for Old Forge web cameras. There's 2 sites that pop up in the first 2 pages that are pulling his image or his stream and putting them on their site just to generate income from that. They have no interest in our town except for making money. And yes, I do have Google ads on my site that for 23 years I didn't. And I finally said, this is ridiculous. All these people are pulling my images, putting them on their site and making money. And the guys buying the equipment and do all the work's getting nothing. And that's why I started putting Google ads on. And the day before the meeting I came up here, I made a whole $3.99. And a peak day in the winter, yes, I will make more than that. But also peak days in the winter, I have cameras I send out with guests, they bring me video back. I do time-lapse videos showing what the weather's done. I give trail reports, weather reports, projected weather reports, and I spend 1 hour to 2 hours every night putting this together, narrating it, and posting to the internet so people can see what we're going to get and what's going on. And if you guys don't think this is all valuable, then shut me down. You guys make a decision. That's all I got to say.
We already made one, Steve.
Okay.
And that was at last month's
Down
meeting.
tonight.
I'm sorry to tell you that, but
I am shutting them down.
Thank you.
And just to let you know that the town has always pulled off my images from all the different locations. So I just think it's fair that if you don't want me here, do you guys really think you should be pulling my stuff?
I think it came up before earlier when we were all over the place when the chief was talking that we were talking about two different things. So like when then Judy's the one who said it out of the assembly here, but that's how I feel about it. I mean, at the last meeting, we talked about getting this umbrella with all of our cameras under, or getting all of our cameras under the same umbrella and security cameras, this and that. Like, I don't see why there can't be a separate category for something like this because who's to say somebody, we wouldn't want that for something else we're trying to promote here down the road to say, now all we've done is just hire somebody else out to come and do it. And then they are gonna ask for high speed. It is gonna be a whole nother install. It's probably gonna be the same service and we're probably not gonna know who they are when he's been doing it locally for 27 years, you know?
Our chief of police is gonna be in charge of that. So we will know, because he's gonna be in charge of making sure that it's under the right places it should be.
So then let me answer this question as far
I
as.
still thought that was separate.
Are we gonna have these pertinent cameras?
Excuse me?
The cameras on top of McCauley Mountain, cameras out in the snow trail?
Yeah, we will have something going on. We haven't decided yet. We just need to get it under one umbrella. That's what we're trying to do now.
I want to say that this has been extremely difficult for me. I'll just let you guys know. Because, yes, I am really lost and I don't know a lot about this technology. I really don't. I'm just not that person. But to lose these cameras was bugging the heck out of me. And last month when we supposedly decided that we were taking them down, I was under the understanding that insurance was a problem, which it is not. I can tell you it's not, flat out. That some things that I didn't understand fully. I just thought we had to get it, like was kind of said tonight in two different ways, that the security part of it needed to be taken care of, cleaned up. Okay, we can do that, but why can't Steve have his cameras? I don't understand that. Why we can't have both?
Security and liability.
Understand that.
Security and liability on town property. That's what I keep hearing, security and liability. Would you two like to speak or the chief on this?
Yeah, somebody's got to explain that to me because I'm lost.
I'm not.
Can I ask a question? Is there liability if I'm gonna separate these right now. Steve's tourist camera, the town's gonna install security system. Tourism cameras, is there liability if a child is filmed or something is filmed and put out there?
Yes.
Okay, that's my only question.
There you go.
Okay, so there is a liability. How do we get around that for tourism part? Because I know at events, people always wanna have the drone people taking pictures and stuff. We've shut them down because our insurance agent says, no way. You've got kids, you've got families, you cannot film that stuff without every single person signing a waiver,
Town
saying
information
that you have to
center
do
every
it.
Sunday night.
Okay, that's
at
that's why I'm asking. I'm just trying to clarify. With the rules of what have been in our insurance world, liability world, human trafficking, all of these things has changed over the years so much. What was 25 years ago is not today. Okay, so we have to, I really think that all of you should sit down and talk about this again. Figure this out, just my opinion, 2 cents probably worth one, a half, whatever. And figure this out, what the true liability is, what's going on. We don't wanna lose tourism. We don't want people to lose the access to get tourism here because that will kill all of us. We also don't wanna make it an unsafe community. We want our children to be safe. We want our people to be safe. I do think it's two different things, but we have to find out the true liability, what the laws say. That's my opinion. That's
I guess that was my question,
It's not
because if
worth
you
it.
got a camera on top of McCauley, you're filming everybody. So you can take it down?
No, that's where, I think those are questions that are unsaid.
I'd like to know that
Unanswered.
answer.
Bob?
So towns in the tourism business or anyone else in business in town is, we're gonna pull advertising in the middle of summer? All those cameras are
Chairless
just
leafy
advertising
birds.
of what's going on.
As soon as we can get that control of our own cameras, we can have this in place in very little time, but we can't seem to get past this, so.
That's absolutely absurd that you pull an advertising in the middle of summer. I mean, come on, that's just nuts.
And winter's coming.
I don't believe.
Winter's coming.
Yeah, no,
The biggest problem isn't that camera up there, it's the other cameras that are around that are facing the beach or inside the pavilion that you don't know who are hacking into.
Have 5 minutes
How
of
about a discussion?
conversation.
That are video and audio with,
Have 5
that's
minutes of
where we're trying to
conversation
go
to
with.
fix the problem. You don't wanna pull every advertising camera of some silly deer eating the grass on the lakefront that everybody wants to see. Come on, guys, I mean, this is part of the game that we're in. Or aren't we in this game?
I just thought the last month meeting, we talked about the security cameras, the umbrellas. I didn't think that it was, I don't think we made any motion or resolution towards the whole.
I guess my
I'm Linda, I have a question. Is there, has the idea of the town monetizing new cameras as business beyond it being like a tourism, is there been any exploration of monetizing the new cameras?
Haven't heard any.
No, we haven't looked into anything yet. We were just going by the security and liability issues that we were having. And I don't know what else to say.
We need control under one umbrella. You know, tourism. We don't want to get rid of tourism. That's not my intention. We want to come up with a
Not
solution where we can have it under one umbrella. We can have a link for the tourists to go through, but we own the footage. We own the control of the cameras.
Yes.
Heather Hoffman. So my concern with this, of the liability of what Steve's cameras are, taking a picture, uploading it to up from the beach or whatever. Okay, there's children. Our lakefront, we have a concert every Sunday night, and our tourism director is down there and goes Facebook Live every Sunday night and videotapes children, adults, without getting their permission. And if you're gonna shut down Steve, you need to shut down the CAA going live, right? That's a liability. The information center going live, the live stream that's at North Street. If it's good for one, it needs to be good for all. So if it's concern about liability, you have to look at all of it. So tell the information center, stop posting pictures on their Facebook page. There's kids that can pull up their Facebook right now. Any event that they have, they take photos in Dad Fest. Adults, children, they don't have their permission. So I don't understand the liability, like Mike said.
I totally don't.
This is where I
If you're
said
in
we
public-
really.
Everybody
You just brought up another issue that needs to be looked at, so thank you.
If you're in public and there's no expectation of privacy, I can take a photo on the beach of anyone and I can upload it to YouTube, to Facebook, without getting their permission. You're
Well,
in
you
public.
can, but you could be pulled up on slander, quite honestly.
But it's public.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
just
get a ticket for taking a picture in public.
I know.
No expectation of privacy on public.
Correct.
All right, so I can go out, anybody can go out and take pictures. I mean, that's what I did. I had cameras, over cameras, looking in neighborhoods, down driveways. I can see with the public eye, there's no rights to, there's no expectation of privacy there.
So that's where I'm missing something, so I don't know where there's a liability issue, that's what I'm just trying to get at.
Not a liability as in the expectation of privacy. But, for instance, we can go to the town of Webb, webcams, go onto the site, and we don't have access, how do I word this? We don't own it, we don't control it. If someone goes on and sees something that could be not appropriate or something that's not right, then the town's liable for their sites. They're public sites. That makes sense, I'm trying to explain.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure, yeah.
I understand everything that the chief's saying, and I appreciate it.
What's your name, sir?
Greg Jensen.
Thank you.
I'm not understanding this second meeting I've been at where they're discussing this. Is Steve an employee of the town?
No.
No, I've done this for free.
That's what I'm not getting with this. That's where the liability comes in. He's not an employee of the town.
Was a handshake done many years ago?
You are correct.
Absolutely, that's the whole issue.
But he could be,
If you
he could,
hire Steve, this is all cleared up.
correct, probably correct, but he
talked
could be a
about that.
volunteer. I already know this. We could just say he's a
Not
volunteer,
a volunteer.
but we could say that he could.
You could sign him up as.
Correct. We can do that. I know this.
Would he be indemnified by the town's insurance as well?
Yes.
And would the town be indemnified as well?
He would be no,
Background checks, I'm gonna assume.
Or employed as a marketing.
that was the first question I asked. Can he be an employee?
We talked about that
And
for a
then
hot
that
second.
basically
Just went
came
away.
up from the insurance guy, said, all you have to do is put him as a volunteer. He's covered. We're covered. That's all I know. We're covered.
Every tourist town in America is the same exact cameras as us. Or every tourist town in America getting sued. I mean, come on.
We're not saying that there aren't gonna be any cameras anywhere.
This
Yes.
It's not though.
It just seems to me that instead of just suddenly cutting Steve off, and you have all these questions about it, you don't have answers, you're just saying you don't really know, you're kind of guessing, you're kind of hoping, you're kind of scared. Instead of doing that, let them continue it and find the answers to your questions. And it might be as simple as getting an agreement with Steve that he would allow the footage to be given to the police department should they ask for it. It could be as simple as having an agreement. Or it could
Or
be
becoming liable for it.
necessary. I mean, if you're looking at his once every 5 minutes still, I doubt that it's probably ever gonna be an issue for anything. And in the meantime, you could put in your security cameras that are live feed that would be helpful to the police in an event that somebody needed it. And they could be town-owned. I don't know why it has to be one or the other. It seems to me that you can have security and good tourism practices at the same time without eroding.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I'm just gonna change the subject.
Mm-hmm.
Any updates on the lakefront parking with boats? Has there been issues with enforcement or anything like that? I just want an update if you have one to give.
No issues so far. We've got no reports of anything or anybody. People have been calling us and asking us for information about it. We've been relaying that information. No complaints coming in our office.
I personally haven't seen an issue, and I do regular drive-bys just to, it's something that
I mean,
I stood
obviously, I see
behind
the
for a while,
lakefront too,
right?
but I just didn't know, I
haven't
look at it all the
seen
time.
any issues, and honestly, there's still not a lot of overnight parking going on. So, I mean, I think it's doing its job, and I think it's, the chief
I don't know
said there's
exactly, yeah.
no issues really.
We saw some mooring going on out here the other morning,
Oh, yeah?
but that's legal, so.
Well, thank you for opening it back up again, so obviously people are utilizing it and they're not abusing it, so.
Yeah, good job.
You're welcome. And on that note, Black River Authority plans on putting in 4 finger docks over here for more parking. For their house. Anyone else? Yes?
So, you just voiced your opinion, Bonnie, but for the board members up there, because when I received that letter, that was dated the 9th, I called 3 of the board members out at the last meeting. 2 of the members didn't know they were aware of the letter. 1 member said he was aware but wasn't sure of the content, and I asked him point blank if I should shut the cameras down, and he said no, and that's what I have done. But I'd like the board members to voice their opinion on what they feel.
Yeah, I was just gonna try and do that, cause I'm looking at last meeting's agenda too, from July 8th meeting. And I just don't, I mean, maybe we said it, I didn't write it down, but I just know that when we left that, it was said to let it keep going as it was until things were figured out. And then I don't remember, I don't know, and I don't know where anything came of it afterwards, that we had discussed a final decision or whatever, because I will go back to it, I think we're talking about 2 separate things still.
Okay, so I guess my question is, Kyle, do you want to be under one umbrella as our chief has suggested or not?
would take the chief's advice and go underneath one umbrella.
Thank you. Ben, what would you like to do?
Do the same. Keep it under one umbrella.
One umbrella? Tom?
I'm sorry to laugh, but it's two different, you're putting it all into one category, you know?
So what two categories would you like it under?
Like, I guess it's more of a discussion with the cameras that,
The cameras on town property are what we're talking about.
Is that what the letter said? Didn't it say all of his equipment to be taken
On
off?
town property.
Town property. All of his equipment.
Off town property, correct, so we could get
You know
under,
what you're losing?
under one, we're trying to
Do you have
get,
any idea actually what you're?
we're trying to get under one
That's
umbrella
fine, but you're losing the internet.
so
You're
that,
gonna lose internet over at North Street. That's his equipment.
I guess I would just like to see us be more
You're
set up.
saying, pull all of your equipment off from town property. Do you actually realize what you're losing? You have any idea what you're losing, what he's gonna pull? By this order?
Chief, would you like to respond to that, please?
Before you respond, Chief, I do agree we should be underneath one umbrella with the cameras. I full-heartedly agree with that. Do I think, because I wasn't here at the last meeting and I didn't watch the last meeting, shame on me, but I do think maybe now, seeing that there is conflict now apparently with this going on, we need to have a discussion, a sit-down discussion with the chief, with Steve, see what Steve would like to do. Do we hire Steve as a volunteer? Or appoint Steve a volunteer? Do we hire Steve on a part-time basis so the cameras stay and the network gets
Okay.
figured out?
So let's call for a special meeting then.
Let's call for a special meeting.
Yeah, thank you, yeah.
Can I make one more comment, right, Jensen? It seems like Steve's making money off of Google off these cameras on town property. That can't happen.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that would
This
go
is-
away.
We would have to
And
take,
this discussion keeps going on each meeting.
it does.
Every
And
meeting,
we would have to
We're
take,
doing this for another 27 years, it seems like.
we would have to
Nothing's gonna
take
give us
ownership of these cameras. We will have to take ownership of these cameras.
Absolutely.
But you do
At Steve's
realize,
You can't
direction,
make money off of
but you do
town
realize
property.
that the images that he's putting up there, somebody else can pull down.
Listen, it sounds
And
like
put-
Steve's doing a great
And
job.
put Google ads on the same image that he
But
has.
some things have to change.
Yeah.
Well, you're not
It has to change.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Where's
Okay,
the
so-
discussion with updating what we've been? It's an old handshake from years ago, which I'm very thankful for. We all
Is that
are.
part of
It just needs to be
also the
updated.
tourism department should be doing
Agreed,
the tourism
absolutely.
job.
Yeah.
And not
Okay.
someone else, and that's a problem.
Maybe we can discuss
Okay, so
taking
we're
over
gonna-
the equipment over there, something along those lines.
guys, we need to get this under,
Sorry, Bonnie.
I know, we need to
Kinda-
get this under control. We're gonna have a special meeting, okay? Do we need to declare what day that will be?
Yes, so
One of those Monday, Tuesdays, or what?
it's gotta be advertised.
Has to be advertised for a certain
So you
period of
can do
time.
one day next week. Need 5 days to advertise, one day next week. Are you looking at daytime or are you looking at evening?
Daytime?
Going to September.
Are you, okay,
No, we're not going into September.
the room is
We're not gonna, like that
available.
gentleman just said, we're not gonna go the next 27 years talking about it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do have a special meeting,
So the boardroom is available on Wednesday or Thursday, the 20th or 21st.
20th or 21st.
So it's a Wednesday or a Thursday.
I have, I don't know, whatever.
Hold on one
Hang
second.
on. August 20th?
Steve, I'm looking at you. Jason, I'm looking at you. 2021.
That one's fine.
Take a time, kids.
1 o'clock.
1 PM on which day though?
Did you make an appointment on the 21st? Dinner or that lunch?
So let's do the 21st.
Oh, 21st, okay.
Do Thursday, let's take it with Thursday at 1 o'clock.
1?
Yep.
Is anybody gonna be here at 1?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
It's a
You guys
special
okay
meeting.
with a
1
daytime
o'clock.
meeting?
I'm okay with it.
Whatever.
Alright.
1 PM here?
Yep. Okay.
Special
Yes, sir.
meeting to dis-
The only thing I'm not hearing from the town board, I'm hearing you wanna take control. I understand your situation and what you're trying to accomplish, but the other side of it is at what expense? Have we done our due diligence for 3 bids or bids on these cameras?
We're not there
I know
yet.
the cameras are very, very expensive. I mean, how are we gonna pay for that? That's the things I'm not hearing, and I just kinda wanna put that in mind, you guys need to think about it.
Well, don't worry,
For replacing the cameras? We haven't even discussed that yet.
Right, like you gotta think
I mean,
about
we-
that, that's a huge.
Yeah, it'll be a huge undertaking. The cameras that are installed now have been one by one by one taken out of each department's budget. So each department paid for the respective cameras.
Well, the cameras we haven't, that we've been getting installed are updated security cameras at each different area, right? So now, how do we bridge the gap from getting away from this thing that, you know, probably isn't legal anymore, and or we need to update? Thanks Steve for his time, and then, or figure out a way to make it so it's legal and we can bridge the gap versus just shutting them down and then having to deal with what happens now. Then we don't have that service for
All right,
however
well,
long.
we got a meeting scheduled.
Yes, we do.
August 21st at 1 PM.
Thank you very much.
It's a special meeting, we've got to back up here. A special meeting to discuss, anyone read this?
Cameras.
Webcams.
Webcams with
Webcams.
Steve Todd.
Perfect.
The security camera part should be left right out of it, right? Just,
Yeah, I
it should,
think
it
so.
should be just talked about the tourism webcam part, right, or no?
We're talking about webcams on town property, period.
Webcams.
Whatever they are.
On town property.
So
Sorry.
most important though is there was this letter from our town attorney telling them take them down.
We are having a special
We're
meeting.
having a special meeting, so let's move
So
on.
it's okay.
Everything's, nobody do anything, we're gonna have the meeting on the 21st of August, everyone,
The attorney do their.
everyone hang
Leave them
tight
up.
now. Hang tight.
Hang
Leave them where
tight.
they are.
Hang tight. Anything else from the members of assembly? Yes.
I'll be quick.
Was it, so-
I just wanna say to the Facebook people that go out there and bash everything, all you have to do is go to the board or go to Bonnie and ask for help with something or your concerns. South Shore Road, right? Bingo bango, she's working on it. Someone asked for the sidewalk to continue down North Street, down to where the rec center is, where it ends at the trailer park. Bingo bango, within a month and a half, it's done. Take that avenue, don't keep going doing all your bitching on Facebook. What does it do? It's negativity.
Kills tourism.
Negativity.
you.
You don't see that from the outside, they're like, that's not good.
They say that when they come to your store, your town's messed up
And
because
along
of
the same
Facebook.
lines of that, the
It's
chief put
ridiculous.
out a post of someone that the public needed to be aware of that had a problem. And it's gonna get me upset because it hits home.
It is me too.
The poor person has a mental issue, obviously. And people that are running for the board or running for supervisor also posted this on their Facebook pages and let people make negative comments about this poor person. How would you feel if that was your father, your brother,
Your son.
your son? I don't think you'd like it. Think twice before you start doing this stuff, people. It's very, very negative and it's harmful to people. You don't know what someone is going through unless you walk in their shoes. Not to be cliche, but just think about it. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. Gary?
My name is Gary Staub, President of Oak Forge Volunteer Ambulance. I'll just give you a quick update on what's going on with our building. I hope you take the opportunity to drive by and at least see what we're trying to put together there. Thursday, the material for the second floor will be delivered, and we will start putting on the second floor probably within Thursday to Friday, and hopefully the guys will work through the weekend, but they may not. It's an ICF, which is an insulated concrete form building. It's gonna be total concrete, second floor, even the roof, it's gonna be a concrete roof. It's gonna be a well-insulated building. It's going to be a building, it's a building for the future. it's gonna be a nice community building, because the community has been responsible to get to the point where we are, where we could start to put that building together. So I just want to extend an invitation at any time, if you want to come by that building, and stuff is going on, and there's somebody there, give you kind of a little tour of what's going to be what in the building, you're more than welcome. Just want to let that be out there for the public.
Thank you. It's growing up really quick too. Been watching that progress though.
Well, if you go a little faster.
Before winter.
When stuff happens, it does go fast, but it's just, oh, you'll have the material on Tuesday. Well, it's Tuesday and we're doing this. Hopefully we'll get it Thursday. We've gone through a number of things like that.
Hey Sally, think you can fix that tree?
There's good news.
What's that?
Oh,
I
the
was talking
Christmas
to
tree.
Sally, the Christmas tree kind of bums me out. Just leave it alone.
Thank you. Ben?
All right, I'd like to make a motion to enter into executive session to discuss the employment history of a particular individual pursuant to the section 105F of the New York State Open Meetings Law.
Thank you.
You need a second?
Wait a second.
I'll second it. Great.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, I see. Thank you, oh God, oh God.
We've just come out of executive session. Pardon me?
I just getting the time.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
No decisions were made. Like a motion to pay the audit of claims.
So moved?
I'll second it.
Mike and Tom,
Yep.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
That was Ben and Kyle. Thank you.